Okay, I just finished an integration call from my goddesses, from my tribe, and I need to process some of these feelings. So I'm just doing a video, and this is maybe go all over the place. So just let me flow. I may not put this up on YouTube. I don't know yet. Okay, so during the integration call, we had to share our experiences, feelings, emotions, stuff like that. And this is through my mushroom retreat that I just recently had last weekend. So the 12th, yeah, January 12th, something like that. And so I have had retreats with these same ladies. I've had a ayahuasca retreat with them just recently. I've been at community circles with them. I've had, Zoom calls with them. I've done, a lot of in-person stuff like that. So I feel comfortable and I know I'm safe, but I still get very nervous when I share. I don't like all eyes on me. I even said that in this integration call. I don't want to be on the spotlight, And I realize that I know that's a fear that I'm still working through. Again, this is going to be all over the place. So for the last 3 years, I've been doing videos. It started off with like Instagram, a few here and there just to get me out there, kind of practicing basically. Then in 2020, when I was traveling, I did daily updates for my Facebook family and friends so they know what I was doing and where I'm at and safe and all that. And then it integrated into now going to be my YouTube station. And my guides have told me that this is what I'm supposed to do. This is part of my life's purpose, right? And I know this. I'm preparing myself for this, whatever this is supposed to be, right? But at the same time, I get very nervous still sharing about me. Because to me, it's my vulnerability and being raw and authentic that really makes me nervous. Now, I'm talking to you on the camera and it's just me. Basically, I'm talking to myself because I see myself, you know what I mean? So this doesn't bother me as much. But when I'm having faces look on top of me, or when I'm sitting in a circle with them or anybody, I get like stage fright, And I know I'm really bad at the eye contact. And I've noticed that about me. Even in my videos, I am. Granted, I have been realizing the last few months I'm self-diagnosed ADD, so that's part of it, that my brain just functions differently. And for me, I'm able to talk, even if it's in circles, because I'm able to do that because the way my brain function works. I'm letting that in and starting to really like embody that. I don't like labels, so I don't like putting myself out there as ADD or neurospicy or whatever labels there is now. And I know how easy it is. And I just don't like to put myself in a box. You know what I mean? So I don't like labels, never really did. But I'm starting to own up to them now. And that's part of my self-love and self-care. And so it's stuff that I'm letting go of that fear little by little and doing more and more videos. On YouTube, I can do this all day freaking long, okay? I am very long-winded, so I do talk in circles. I fumble a lot, whatever, but that's just a part of me. And I'm starting to embrace that of myself, right? But I still get very, very nervous. Even though these people are like my family, they're my tribe, they're my girls, they're my goddesses, These are the same people that have seen so much growth in the last few months because I've done so much with them already. And I still get nervous. Even my shaman Tefa was telling me last time that I don't see that. I see nerves, yes, but I don't see the less confidence that you claim that you're still having, because all you're doing is being you still. So my confidence level is also starting to rise up too as I'm doing more and more of these. And I still get very emotional. I feel like every time people are looking at me and they see my vulnerability and the fear and everything else that I might have been bottling up, I want to share. That's every time I do one of these kind of integration calls or a share moment in a group setting or whatever, I want to share. All in my head while everybody's talking, I'm like, yes, I'm going to be saying something similar to that. Yes, I agree with that. Oh yeah, that just triggered something else in me. So it's like, I want to share. I really seriously do. But it makes me nervous having the spotlight on me. So I'm still working through that. I'm still going to process through that. But I know it's needed. I'm not alone. I know all this too. See, all my brain says that you're fine, you're good, you're great, people will resonate with you. And I hear people say that all the time to me even. But when I get to that point, it's like a wall. And then I get emotional and I start crying over nothing. Like seriously, over nothing sometimes. At the end of that integration call, I held it in this time until the very end. And I don't feel like I have to do that every time, but I don't know why my tears just start forming. So that is something I'm going to sit there and try to process through as well. Like, why do I feel like my emotions are not allowed to be? Gen Xer. And I had grown up with, I'll give you something to cry about. Stop, suck it up, stuff like that. And I'm starting to realize in my self-healing journey the last few years, especially the last few months, that it's okay to have that emotion. And I sit with it no matter how uncomfortable it is. And it's a daily fucking struggle, let me tell you. And I'm okay with letting that out privately. You know what I mean? It's like I'm allowed to do that privately, because basically I was sent to my room if I was crying. So I would do it in private. If a major breakup came through, I did it in private. I would not let him see that I was upset. I did everything in private. I don't know if I'm ready to share like all of me when it comes to that, but I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress, just like you. Everybody is. And I don't care what people think or say about me, and I'm starting to do that more and more. Like, people have told me I'm long-winded. I thought it was just because it's freaking genes. My grandmother and my mother are also long-winded, and they talk in circles, but they get to their point. I'm sorry I'm like that, but I'm not sorry, because that's me. And now I'm starting to realize it could be just part of my ADD, because I just talk in fucking circles. But then I get to the point still. That's why the videos are so long sometimes. I don't care about that anymore. I'm starting to really embody that and accept that. Be more self-aware, that's what I do. And it's okay. So not everybody's gonna resonate with me. They might skip through me. My own freaking kids don't even care. When I was doing my updates, I had more people from like high school and shit that would be like, oh my God, thank you for showing us what you did, da, da, da. And some of my old extended family. The ones that were super close to me, I would get thanks for the update, or maybe a like or a heart or something, if I'm lucky even get that. They don't watch the whole entire thing. And it got me more self-conscious, like, oh my God, here I go again. I mean, I got to the point where even my aunt would smoke a cigarette, And she says, if you're not done by the time my cigarette is, I'm not listening to you, basically, is the way I looked at it when she told me that she doesn't watch the whole video. So I got to the point where I was doing like 3 to 5 minutes, like enough for a cigarette. And then I realized, why am I doing that? For one person? No. I got to do this for me. This is strictly for me. Yes, I am trying to develop an audience. Yes, I'm trying to resonate with other people. But I'm not going to sit there and lower myself for somebody else. So these are things that I'm processing, that I'm healing through, that I'm letting go of, and take another brick off of that wall. You know, I don't know how this is going to be in a year from now, 5 years from now. I'll probably have a lot more growth, I would assume, because, you know, I fucking grown in the last 4 since my awakening. So I'm assuming that's where it's going. Because if I'm here and I'm still stuck, there's a reason, and I need to break out of that. So look at it that way. I'm growing, and this may not be like this all the time. I mean, even with me looking at the camera, I don't even do that very often, and I'm talking to myself, okay? So I'm trying to be more aware that I need to focus on the camera, but that's not always going to be the thing, because my AD will throw in there and be like, okay, and then I'm not looking. It's not that I'm not trying to focus on you and talking to you. It's just the way my brain functions, and I'm okay with that. So I have to be okay with myself. Nobody else. I don't care what people think or say about me. And yes, in a way, I kind of do, but at the same time, I'm letting that go. So I guess the main focus on this particular video, I'm still processing through stuff. And I will throw up some videos of me just processing through it. Maybe it's just me able to talk it out is all I need. You know what I mean? Like, say that I'm going through something with a coworker or a friend or something, right? I may not be saying the whole situation or anything like that because it's a private thing, but I'll give you examples or something and use that and go with that, right? But it's helping me process through those feelings and doing it just on video. I may or may not ever put stuff like this up, but because I know I need to be more vulnerable and let that thing go, you may see some processing type of videos like this. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just for me to process through. Because I tend to talk to myself a lot. But it's not always talking to myself either. Like, it's a process in my brain that if I get it out in words and in feelings and let it be, then I'm letting it go also, okay? But it's also, I talk myself, but I'm talking to all my spiritual team as well. So sometimes I just throw out stuff, and whatever spirit guide, angel, God, higher self, anybody that can help, I'm like, okay, it's to you. That's your job. Help me through that. You know, I'm still learning who they are, you know, so I'm still processing through, well, I don't just talk to myself, just talk to myself. You know what I mean? It is a process for me. So that's why I'm so freaking long-winded. This 15-minute video could be like down to 5 if I really wanted to. But do I really want it to be? Fuck no. That's who I am. That's who I'm going to be, is me. Love me or hate me, just keep strolling. I don't care. I'm realizing that about myself the last few days. And with this integration call, it triggered again. And I'm going to probably still have triggers, and that's okay too. Because with each trigger, it may be the same trigger in a different form. It's still a trigger. And with each one, more layers come off, more healing, and more self-love because of it. So that's where I'm at right now. And you're probably going to see more of this. Anyway, that's all for now. I love you guys, and until the next video, keep on shining.